Tom Jameson says first hour and a half you guys didn't miss a shot. So you're an optimist or practice that good?
No, we had a good practice, but I really analyzed because we had a little time, so I analyzed. We gave him an extra day off, to be honest with you, where we just met. And boy, you go back and look, and how bad did you play at Minnesota? Not bad, but you go 7-17 from the line, you're not going to win games in this league. And then the other night, we didn't play as well as we did up there, but you miss 4 layups and you go 7-14 from the line, with some front ends at 1-1. So, you wouldn't believe this, but every night before a game we shoot free throws, and we're at 90 as a team on a regular basis. Never been below 88. So, it's just one of those things. But today, I think maybe given 2 days off, it's been a brutal schedule, and there was some zip, and hopefully tomorrow there'll be more zip, and we'll be ready to play on Sunday.
You said for 100 years losses don't do you any good, but when you come off a loss, is practice any better because it draws their attention or not?
No, those are the old days, in all seriousness. What draws more attention is when you have an extra day. We looked at the entire film, and we haven't been able to do that, So we made the 1 day a film day, which they didn't have any practice, and the next day no practice. So that helped us. But it's a little different in that area, and we got to. Everybody's got to get better at that. But practice was good today because I think they saw what they did wrong. We're able to go over it thoroughly, and hopefully they'll adjust.
Next week for you guys, particularly with having spring break, how critical does this stretch become? Not just the game, but to get some of that work done.
Well, not to be a complainer, but that's the weird part about our schedule. We haven't had many of those long weeks. A lot of people had them early when we were playing them, and then now we get one, but it's spring break. So what are we going to do all day? Sunbathe? I don't know. So it's you got from Sunday till Saturday, but it's our spring break, Sunday to Wednesday, but with our spring break, and then after that we got the long one. So it's just a different timing, but I think it is critical because guys need to get better. We're trying to get Cooper more reps. We're trying to get Cohen more reps. We're trying to get Book more reps. In all honesty, those guys have gotten better. All 3 of them have gotten better, And we spent a lot of time with Marty. No secret that he wasn't playing good, and he's been a little better. So who knows? Still got to make free throws. Still got to make layups.
Are they playing any differently since the coaching deal? Has that fizzled out a little bit with that sort of bump?
I don't think it fizzled out, but I don't think, on that given day they played well, and I don't think Purdue played very well. But I don't think their coach would say it. That'd be an insult to Chris. He's already been through enough, but they've got talent. They got a point guard, if you remember, kicked their butts last year. The kid from Minnesota is better than he was last year even. Roddy is a better player than he was last year, and they were good last year. Some teams, I do mean this, we're judged on wins and losses, and rightfully so. But when you lose like they have a couple of times when they were 18 up and lose, well, that's terrible. But so they lose by 2. If they won by 2, we'd all think they're great. They're still the same team, and that's the problem with the whole league. There's a lot of really good teams, including us. We've lost some games close, and then you win them, yeah, you're a better record, but you're not necessarily a better team or a worse team if you can play within the game.
How pivotal is this final stretch? You have Ohio State, and then you have Purdue and Northwestern, who's given you a run for money this season.
Yeah, the final stretch is always critical. How you play at the end of the year is always critical. Sometimes it's dictated by the schedule, and sometimes not. But in all honesty, we said right now we got to get playing better basketball, which means you got to defend, you got to rebound, you got to run, you got to shoot it better. We've shot okay. We haven't shot well from the line. You know, a team that shot 78 last year with one guy missing who didn't get that many free throws, and we're shooting 70, and it's hurt us. And it's not been from lack of working on that one. It's just sometimes in their head, sometimes just missing shots. But it's critical at the end of the season. You always want to be playing your best basketball at the end of the season.
I'm wondering with Booker, I mean, it seems just watching him a little bit more, he's getting more active inside the arc. Was that a motor switch flip for him? Or
No.
Is it, or is it just concerted effort?
Right now, yeah. But it's not a motor switch. He wasn't ready for this. You know, he was 220. He's 236. You are evaluating it right, but it's not like, you know, like even Tyson Walker said to me today, you know, boy, you look at Booker in the last 2 weeks, he's gotten better because he's learned how to go in there and bang. Well, that took time. It was part of the process. Frustrated you guys, frustrated fans, frustrated Twitter idiots, and it frustrated me. But there is a process, and thank God the only one that didn't over-frustrate was him. I mean, bummed out, but he's the one that said to me, I can't say I was ready for this. And that's a good thing for him to know because he has improved. And Cohen's improving some too, you know. It's not as fast as anybody wants, but he's making progress.
I think back to Tillman's freshman year, like right around this point is when it all kind of came together, and all of a sudden you saw the minutes go up.
Draymond,
yeah.
Lorbeck.
Yeah. The blast in the back.
Huh. Maybe that's true. There's a process to this crap. But you're right. You are right. You know, in fact, I was on the phone with Xavier 2 days ago, and I you know, there's a couple guys I want him to talk to because that's all part of it. And you know, both Xavier and Draymond were almost identical. You know, they played almost very few minutes during the year, and then at the end of the year they started getting better, and then, you know, and they started getting better because they figured it out, you know. And so if Book could do that, if Coop could do that, if Cohen can do that, that helps us a lot.
You said that when you watched the film, the guys kind of saw what they didn't do well and so forth. What were some of those things, and was it?
You know, we were a step slow all night. I did not think we guarded the way we guarded. I thought I blamed myself for some of it on some switching and that I didn't think we did a good job of, and I have to take responsibility for that. So it was a film session for everybody, coaches, players, and we all added in, and I thought we got a lot out of it. You know, you don't get to do that as much as you think. What you do is you cut up the film so you can show little parts because you can't spend that much time. You're moving on to the next game. And I think by showing it, I think it did us some good. I really do.
Steve Smith's here a lot. Do you lean on him at all? Do you ask him what he sees?
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he called me the other night, you know. Smitty's one of the best. I mean, he's here a lot because he's doing a lot of stuff, you know. We had some things with the NIL today. We had some things that he just, he's going down to George Gervin's thing tonight, I guess, in Detroit. But he's very, very smart, and he sees things from a player standpoint and a coach's standpoint. And yeah, he talks a lot about things, and I do value it. That's my first recruit, and it hasn't changed.
What do you think is the best use for Jaden Akins in your offense?
Shoot it. Got to shoot the ball, you know, and like last game, he only gets 7 shots. I mean, he took some bad ones. He's got to shoot, and he's got to defend, you know. I mean, he put the ball on the floor okay, but what he's doing is he's passing him shots, and it's hard to get him shots. So we want to get him 12. I mean, he's averaging 11 or 12 points. And you remember back when you all said, wow, Jaden's going to the boards. Remember we challenged him. He had 2 games. We had 10 and 7. You know, so he never gets to the free throw line because he doesn't go in there. He doesn't get any extra shots that way. And he knows it. He saw it the other day. I mean, him and Malik did not go inside the 3-point line a lot. And Malik's been playing really well. The first half he was not very good. It's hard to figure out why, but it sure isn't because he's not in a good place, because in the best place he's been since he's been here. So just keep trying, you know, as I told you, look around the country and see how many teams are Illinois the other night. Man, it's just happening. It's getting harder to keep guys focused on the task, and so we got to do a better job of that.
How about with Cole? It seemed like was playing a little more four. I mean, that versatility.
Yeah, would really help us. And yet, you know, like last year when you guys watched him practice, he never missed those step, that fall away shot. Now he can't buy one, you know, and he too, you know, he was out those 2.5 months, then he lost some confidence, and just, you know, he's figuring it out. He played more in the last game. We just got to keep getting him more minutes, but you can't just give guys time in a game. They got to show it in practice.
Is it timing and rhythm?
I think it's timing, and you know, like a couple of those games you guys were at him. I mean, he was going so fast in the post. I mean, that's just because I want to get so much done, and I haven't done it for a while, and so I think he's improving too. I think, you know, that's going to be very critical for us down the stretch. But, you know, he goes in that game and missed the layup and missed 2 big free throws, you know. Not his fault, but we got to have those.
How's his defense coming along?
You know what? In the post, it's actually very good because he is physical, and he's 240 now, and he's physical. Struggles a little bit more out on the perimeter, so sometimes if we had him and Marty in there together, we might put Marty on the 4 to cover a guy and him on the 5. But it's getting better. And, you know, the last game, not this one, he rebounded really well at Michigan, but he didn't rebound as well like that the other night.
If Jaden catches lightning in a bottle, so to speak, like down the stretch, how much does that just change your guys' trajectory as a team? If you know,
well, you saw him go 6 for 7 from the 3, and then 1 for 7 from the 3. And the word I've used to you guys, to myself, and to my team, we have not been as consistent as we need to be. But Jaden Akins has improved his defense from a year ago, and nobody played real well the other night, but he's improved his defense. He's improved some of his passing, but I need him to run the lane, get the ball, and shoot the damn ball, because he's probably my best pure shooter. And when he went 6 for 7, we were a different team, you know. And now he's not going to go 6 for 7 from the 3 every night, but I really believe Jaden Akins can be a difference maker, because like a Gary Harris, I think he can play both ends of the court. I think he can rebound, even though he's small for a wing rebounder, but he can rebound. And I think if he gets in the open court, if we get him to run those lanes, he could attack the rim and do something in that respect, which would get him to the free throw line, which I think he's had 1 in the last 6 games.
Do you see him thinking shot more now when he catches? I know we talked about that earlier.
Yeah, it's reading when it's a good shot and when it's not. You know, last game there were a couple bad shots, but the game before that, I mean, Jaden shoots it, I feel like it's going in. I feel good about it.